Hello, everyone. James Wilson here. And today we're going to do a little bit different video. Um, One of the things that I've been looking at recently is how this election is going to shape up. And one thing I've been kind of thinking about is third party candidates and how they are going to affect the election. As most of us know, in 1992, when Bush ran for re-election against Bill Clinton, Bush lost, and Perot got a huge vote share that a lot of people, many people felt that hurted Bush, and that could be true. And I did a video based on numbers and statistics and data, how I felt the election would be if Perot wasn't in there, and I still came up with the Clinton victory, but I came to the conclusion that it would have been closer. But anyways, without further ado, as we all know, the 2020 election, Trump versus Biden, Trump lost his re-election bid. Now everyone can say, well, it was rigged or whatnot. Who knows? I'm not going to get into if it was fraudulent or rigged or anything like that. I'm just looking at the numbers. So what I did in this clip here is I analyzed third-party candidates' numbers between 2016 and 2020. And I also looked at how many more people voted in these 5 swing states. I'm really just focusing on these 5, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona. These are states that Trump won in 2016 but did not win in 2020. And I know a lot of people are predicting Nevada to go red. Hasn't gone red since 2004. And so I did not include that state because Trump didn't even win it in 2016. And so my prediction more than likely would be the Democrat would take Nevada because they haven't shown to me that, you have a Lombardo guy that barely won against a horrible candidate, and then they switched to all mail-in voting. So I don't really trust Nevada. So I'm leaving it blue at this particular point. I don't really think that Nevada is going to make a difference either way on who wins it. And that's just based on how the numbers come up. And we may talk a little bit more about that. But without further ado, these are the 5 swing states that I wanted to talk about. So I put them in 4 different categories, okay? So when you're taking a look at these, the 2020 vote difference, that's what that stands for, voting difference. And I'll show you what I mean by this. 2020 vote difference. That's how many more people voted in 2020 compared to 2016 total. This here is 2020 third party difference, okay? How many more people voted third party in 2020 than they did in 2016? And I'm trying to slam it here. 2020 third party difference. When you see negative, that means less people overall voted for third party. Okay, and I'll explain to you what I mean by that. 2016 win. Trump won in 2016 in all of these states. And 2016 loss, he lost them. And you can tell, how much he won, how much he lost, won and lost. I mean, you can tell and kind of get an idea of what's going on here, okay? So, in the state of Arizona, the 2020 third party difference, 137,583 less people voted for a third party candidate. Now, you know as well as I know that the third-party candidate is going to be stronger than it was in 2020. And in the third-party candidate selection was stronger in 2016 than it was in 2020. And these numbers proved it. So third-party, I believe third-party typically hurts the incumbent. And then you got to take a look at who is the third party candidate. Well, you have a few of them. You have this black dude, I forgot who he was, but he's Socialist Party. And then you have RFK, who was a Democrat turned into independent. I think you still have Jill Stein. So at this point, you have mostly liberal candidates. And, Kennedy might have some conservative in him, like the vaccines and stuff like that. But for the most part, when you look at his policies, they are more liberal. So when you have more liberal candidates, it's going to hurt the main liberal candidate. And so the margin of error for Biden is just not there. So when you take a look at Arizona, Trump won by 91,000 in 2016 and only lost by about 10K. The third party vote share was much lower. You see how 137,000. There's no room for error, folks. Trump leads the polls in Arizona as well by about 5, maybe 6 points. I can't see Biden winning the state, mathematically speaking. Now, if the Democrats want to, increase the turnout. If they want to chase they have to chase a lot more ballots this time for even to make sense. And if they do, if Trump ends up losing this state, I know it's rigged for sure, because these numbers don't make any sense if he actually ends up losing with a huge liberal third party share. And that goes the same with Georgia. 115,000 less people voted third party. But he won by a lot and lost by a little bit, okay? So when you look at that, mathematically impossible for Trump to lose Arizona again. Georgia. And when you couple that with the governor taking away some of the ballot boxes, and then you have the Democrats actually taking money away from the state, I would say this is pretty much a lock right here for Donald Trump. I can't see how he's going to lose that. It took 853,000 more votes for him to lose barely. In the state of Pennsylvania, it's a little bit different. The voting differences is higher in every state. It's pretty similar, except for Wisconsin. Third party, 165,000 less people voted third party. Trump won by about 42,000, but lost by about 80,000 in 2016. That could go either way, folks. That could go either way, okay? But when you increase the third-party vote share, I'm going to say Trump. Trump should win it mathematically, Michigan, as you get the point, 182,000 less third-party votes. That's a huge number. If you take that and kind of calculate into this, Trump would probably win. Based on if let's say the majority of people voted third party, let's say 2 out of 3 would have voted for Biden instead, then yeah, I think Trump would win it by the skin of his teeth. And in Michigan's a little bit different. 282,000 third party share, but he lost by 154. I don't think Trump's going to win Michigan unless this Muslim thing is extremely legit and they'll vote for Trump. I just don't see it happening. But anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. In Wisconsin, he won by 22,000, but lost by 20,000. So when you look at that, that's pretty good for Trump. 131,000 less third-party votes. They're going to vote third-party more. Trump's should be able to win that. So that's my conclusion. I think he'd win these 3 states here. Michigan, he'd probably still lose that. Pennsylvania, it could go either way. But when you look at the map here, because I do believe Arizona and Georgia are pretty much a lock based on the numbers. Now, Michigan would go Democrat. And let's just say Pennsylvania ends up going for Biden. And Wisconsin for Trump. Trump's going to win the election, folks. So my conclusion is from this data, Trump needs to win 1 Rust Belt state and Biden needs to win them all. In order for Biden to win, he would need to win all of the Rust Belt states. Trump only needs 1. So mathematically speaking, that puts Trump probably ahead in the probability. But, you know, and I just was messing with this. Nevada, as I said, Nevada I don't think is going to make a big difference. If Trump takes Nevada but loses the Rust Belt, the Democrats, Joe Biden barely wins. I wish Trump got 2 more votes out of here somewhere, but he didn't. So now the question is, well, how can Trump win without the Rust Belt? Well, I know in Maine, when you look at Maine overall, if somehow it goes to Trump, because some of the polling show that Trump would win without the Rust Belt. I just don't see that happening with the Northeast. They don't like him in the Northeast based on the numbers. Now, you're going to look Nebraska 2nd District. Maybe he'll vote for Trump. Okay, now we had a tie. And then the House of Representatives decides the election. So the probability of all of that happening is extremely minute. So I don't really see that. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But anyways, like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think about this. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.